Good evening and welcome back, everybody, to Vidane TV here. A little bit of Sunday night action here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway in Loudon, New Hampshire. Paul Strickland Jr. up here in the booth and the production trailer. Running a little bit solo here tonight, but not a problem there. We'll get it done here. Welcome. We're taking a look at the Precision Detailing 50 here. About an hour removed from the East Coast Winter League Light Series, and I've actually caught up here with the winner of that race. Two-time winner here, won last week as well, Adam Folan. Great race here, man. Walk us through that light race earlier on.
Thank you. First, I just got to thank my sponsors, Alan Cathy from Falmouth Ready Mix, Skip Rossi, CEF Fabrication, my teammates, Steve Massey and Josh Parker, everybody at Vidane TV and Precision Detailing for putting on this broadcast. It was a great race overall. I ended up taking tires late. I was the first car on new tires on a green-white checkered, and I was able to hold on for the win.
Awesome. Now, we're a little bit of rumblings in the garage area about the setup being a little bit wonky. Did you have any problems with it? We run fixed setups in that series, thanks to Maconi Setup Shop, and it definitely, I was in the race. I finished outside the top 10 myself, but definitely took a little bit of getting used to. Did you have any problems with it?
Yeah, it was a handful. I was trying to save my tires at the beginning. The leaders checked out, so it was a tough one. It was a little loose on exit, and you just had to hold on. And luckily, we got a caution at the end that allowed me to pull down 4 brand new tires.
Good deal. And real quick, we'll see you next week for sure, but who's going to make it happen for the Adam Folan team?
Can you say that again?
Just giving you a chance to thank any other sponsors, anybody else that may be watching, anybody that makes it happen for the Adam Folan team.
Yeah, just want to thank Dylan Kopak and everybody at the East Coast Winter League for putting this on. It's been a lot of fun, and good luck to everybody in this pro race coming up. Hopefully, I'll be racing with them next year.
Same here if I can figure out how to drive. But that's the winner of tonight's light race, the East Coast Winter League Series Precision Detailing 50 Light Edition, Pro Edition coming up here, just wrapping up the final warm-up and getting ready to go green. So really excited to be here on Vidane TV, East Coast Winter League. They've raced the past couple of weekends and were able to secure Precision Detailing as a sponsor. Be sure to give them a shout at 908-278-9547 for all your detailing needs up here in the New England area. Pretty action-packed evening here tonight. 50 laps here at New Hampshire. It's going to go pretty quick. We ran the light race here, and as I made mention, I ran the race myself. I believe I finished 12th unofficially. Setup was, well, it's not even really the setup that I can blame because I just can't flat drive these flat tracks, and New Hampshire's very, very flat in the banking. One of the things that we really had to do in that light race earlier on tonight was kind of basically slow the cars down almost to a stop, let them roll through the corner, and then slowly pick the throttle back up. So really tough for a lot of drivers to do, especially these short track guys that want to be hard on the brake, hard back on the gas. You can't really do that here with these cars or at this track. As soon as you get on that throttle, it really wants to suck the back end of the race car around and spin it on around. But here getting ready to line up for the Pro Series race, East Coast Winter League, again, the Precision Detailing 50 at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Got about 3.5 minutes of qualifying left. Looks like right now times are starting to come in. These drivers get 2 laps of qualifying to try and get themselves into the field. Want to take just a moment here again to thank everybody for tuning in tonight, letting us into your homes here at Vidane TV. Very excited to be able to entertain the masses, and we try and do that every opportunity that we get, and tonight is no different. Sunday night racing here, East Coast Winter League Pro Series at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Going to be a great race, I think, for sure. These guys have really had 4 or 5 weeks to get used to each other's driving styles, how they react in certain scenarios and certain situations. So going to be some really good clean racing here. We had some good clean racing. A couple of incidents in the light race earlier on, but these guys opened up their setups and they're able to make changes throughout the race, and they're also given, I believe, a set of tires. So going to be definitely towards the end of that race beforehand. We were begging for tires after about 20 laps or so. Those tires are done. You can't really do too much with them, and it's hard to pass, hard to get up around somebody as well. You can get to their back bumper, tough to get around them without getting into them. take a quick opportunity. We only were able to catch up with the winner of that Light Series race, but we do want to go through the top five. Adam Folan, we talked to, won. Derek Luchaki, he finishes second. Joshua Buckley, he finished third. Apparently, he's already celebrating pretty hard from what we've heard from the guys. Regan Parent and Nicholas Hovey rounded out the top five. There were 26 starters. We had one heat race. Everybody made the field, and it was a pretty good, clean race. Only had 2 or 3 cautions earlier on, and definitely a long green flag run in the middle of the race with a green-white checkered at the end. So a little bit of everything there in the Precision Detailing 50 light race. Getting ready, got about a minute and a half here. Going to be checking these drivers out in the Pro Series. These are guys that ran last season that have qualified their way into this top tier series, and pretty exciting to see. A lot of big names up front. Just looking at the top, seeing Ryan Libby, Jacob Chrisman, and Kyle Sisko currently the top 3 in qualifying. Waiting for all the drivers to finish up, take their last lap of qualifying, and put that time up on the board. And we do want to take another opportunity. Speaking of the Northeast racetracks, Stafford Motor Speedway is home to rent a race car, and they're currently booking rides for the 2021 season. If you ever wanted to try your hand at wheeling a real race car, but you've never been really sure where to start, look no further. Rent a Race Car likes to supply an arrive and drive environment. They'll supply you everything you need from head to toe safety, from the helmet to the suit to the shoes. All you need to do is show up to the racetrack, fit yourself into the seat, and race. Each rental includes getting the car to the track, the crew to get you all the input you need, gas, tires, everything. You show up ready to rock. $650 get you the full night of racing, from the 2 practice sessions to the heat race, right on to the feature event of the evening. You'll also be responsible for a $500 crash deposit, but if the car comes back in one piece, you get that back the very same night. Now, if $1,100 right off the rip is too steep for you, no worries at all, because Rent a Race Car is now offering a monthly payment plan to all of its renters. Be sure to contact them now on Facebook with any questions, and remember, it isn't a ride-along, it's a race. And just like that, we wrap up qualifying. Ryan Blanchard's going to take the pole away from Ryan Libby, and we're going to take a get going here. Looks like we're going to run a heat race with everybody outside the qualifying here. Nope, checked out. We're going to go right into a race. So we'll get everybody gridded up here, lined up. And you can see everybody lining their cars up right there on the start-finish line right behind the iRacing pace car, getting ready to do 50 laps here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. There you can see the front row consisting of the number 9 car of Ryan Blanchard. Outside of him is going to be Ryan Libby. And these guys on the initial start, they have to start where they are. But as the cautions come out and the restarts happen, the leader is actually able to pick which line they're going to restart in, the top or the bottom. And one thing that I found out racing in the light series earlier on here tonight, that top line is definitely where you want to be. There's a lot more grip up there, and one thing that was pointed out in the drivers meeting was that the bottom side, there's a little bit of a difference between the bottom and the second groove, and it can really de-wedge the car, get that thing spinning around and lose the back end of it. So you really gotta feather the throttle, kind of coming around the corners in the low side, but on the high side, you're really able to kind of let the car hang out, do its thing, and come around to the straightaways. Waiting for the field to come out to the race cars, and here we go. Pace car is rolling, and everybody's going to get an opportunity to kind of shake the cars out, get the tires heated up, warmed up, get all the grass and dirt and all that stuff off the tires, because that happens here in iRacing. We get a lot of stuff that gathers up on these cars, these tires, and it really upsets the handling of the cars, upsets the grip, especially coming to a restart. If you've got a lot of dirt and grit and nastiness on the back tires, they're not going to want to grip when you hammer that throttle down, and you're just going to end up spinning the tires. But all lined up here, 2x2, all the way throughout this field here. The East Coast Winter League Pro Series Precision Detailing 50 here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. And there you see it. Everybody in lines inside and outside, kind of weaving the cars back and forth, looking like a giant game of race car snake. Just really trying to get some heat into the front tires and make sure they're going to stick as they head into turn number 1. But lights are off on the pace car. Last momentary weaving back and forth there for Blanchard, really getting himself hyped up, trying to get ready to go. There goes the pace car. Wait for that green flag to drop, and there it goes. Great, good clean start up front. Ryan Blanchard has the opportunity to get in front there, but you can see Ryan Libby gets a little bit of a push on the outside line, really trying to make that happen, but it looks like he drops back into the second row there, not able to get up to Blanchard, get around him, unfortunately, and that's really what's going to happen on a lot of these restarts. If you start on the front, you're really going to be able to get that clean air, and you'll see these guys are pretty much going all different lines. You can see Libby's kind of running right in the tire tracks of Blanchard and Chris Forster there in the 14, trying to find where those guys aren't running to see if he can maybe make up a little bit of ground. But you can see right now, top 3, 1, 2, 3, bumper to bumper to bumper, and then it's side by side for 4th. Check that. That's going to go to the number 6 of Kyle Cisco. Slides right in on the number 41 of Jacob Chrisman. So these guys are single file early. They must have watched the light race earlier on. Notice that you really need to save some of your tires here for a long flag run, green flag run, because they wear out quick. Come lap 20, these drivers are absolutely going to be begging their crew chief to come down for 4 fresh tires. Kenny Seams there started 7th, running 7th here on lap number 3. You can see everybody single file in front, single file in back, just trying to kind of buy their time just a little bit behind them side by side. Trevor Catalano and PJ Evans, they're joined by Nicholas Hovey there as well. And you saw Nicholas Hovey earlier on tonight in the light race. Did a pretty good job over there, and just kind of side by side right now. Not really pushing the issue too much, but definitely trying to see if they can move their way up through the field as the race gets further going on. Top 3, no changes. Ryan Blanchard, Ryan Libby, and Chris Forster. Kyle Cisco now trying to move up on the... actually trying to defend the 14, and Chris Forster's got a great run on the outside trying to hold on, but it slips back into that 4th line. You can see the 41 car, Jacob Chrisman, trying to get underneath that 14 machine to see what he can do here. Now, a lot of this racing, this is good, hard side-by-side racing. You're really not going to be able to keep it up as the tires wear out, and you really put more and more heat and damage into those tires as these guys keep it. Oh, car on the wall there, big scrape. It looks like that was the number 81 of PJ Evans, if I was not mistaken. Oh, nope, it's that was a shot there from the number 2 car. It's going to be the 64 car, got up into the wall and then took a pretty healthy shot there from the number 2 machine, who didn't really want to wait too long to get around that number 64 machine. So there you can see, still side by side right now in the 64, trying to get all over the back bumper to the 2 car, get that position back, but you can see car is definitely very upset in the 2. There's the 54 shooting on down low. Going to see if this is going to be a clean pass. He's closing in. The 2 out breaks him in a big way. Tries to get around the 81 car as well. The contact. 81 car gets spun. No, straightens it back out. Everybody straightens it back out without getting through, but the caution is going to fly as well. Great racing here so far from the Precision Detailing 50 here in New Hampshire Motor Speedway. We're going to pull up the instant replay, the Kick-Ass Beef Jerky instant replay, see if we can't find out. Saw it happen just a little bit off your screen there, but we'll pull it up again just to give you the quick little peek and see exactly what went down there, because we weren't quite looking directly at it. But here you see the 81, the 54, and the 2 all on your screen. The 54 and the 2 trying to go inside and outside of the 81. Nowhere really for the 81 car to go. And absolutely fantastic job of keeping that car pointed in the right direction. So just going through, and everybody else did a really good job of slowing up and making sure that they didn't plow through the wreck. There you see Teddy Hodgson running the 17th position right now. So great little green flag run. Kind of showed everybody where they were at on track, and how many changes they're going to have to do to the setup if they have to come down pit road and do that. Now, these drivers do have a set of tires on pit road. They're able to come down and change left sides and right sides. You can do it at the same time, but a lot of times there's not going to be enough time for these modified pit crews to change the tire without losing a lap. So many cases you'll see these guys come down once, change right sides, come down the next lap, change the left sides. Really make sure that they stay on the lead lap, and it also gives them an opportunity to work on any damage or any kinks that may be in the race car. Still under caution here, working lap number 8 of 50. Going to go by quick here at the 1 mile oval here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Do want to thank the sponsors here for the East Coast Modified League, McConey Setup Shop, for supplying the Light Series setups. They run 6:30 on Sunday nights before the Pro Series race. Design Labs, iRacing, and Vidane TV. And as always, or especially tonight's race event sponsor, Precision Detailing. Be sure to give them a shout at 908-278-9547. They'll be able to take care of any detailing needs that you have here in the New England area. Currently taking a look, Ryan Blanchard led this so far, all 10 laps. Just doing a really good job trying to warm those tires up, make sure they stay hot and stay nice and grippy, as he's definitely going to be getting a challenge there from Kyle Sisko, Chris Forster, Kenny Zeems, and Ryan Libby has moved himself back down to 5th position. And just taking a look at the timing and scoring, doesn't look like anybody, looks like the only car that came down one pit road there, some damage you see in the 164 car of Tyler Catalano. He's down and away. Looks like he got maybe some tires put on that car. Definitely still working on that car. You can see trying to leave pit road before that pace car comes back around. So looks like we're doubling them up. The lights are off on the iRacing Mustang pace car. Going to be going back to green here. Going to be working on lap number 11. Less than 40 laps to go. And these guys had an opportunity, a 8-lap little green flag run. It's not quite a long run, but it lets you know which direction your car is going to head in. And here in the East Coast Winter League Pro Series, these guys run open setups, so they'll be able to kind of change and make any tweaks if they end up coming down pit road. And here we go again. Going to wait for that pace car to take a hard left turn down pit road. Wait for everybody to thunder it back up. These guys have a restart box. As soon as that pace car goes down, they have the ability to go. And there he goes. Ryan Blanchard, fantastic start. Closes the lead up in Kyle Sisko's just really not able to get up to the side of him. You can see he's right on the back bumper, and he's trying to make just a little bit of momentum work there on the outside line, but he slips up just a little bit and doesn't quite have enough to get up and around to pass that number 9 car. Just as I say that, huge run from the number 6 of Kyle Sisko. Jumps on the outside, and there you see the 14 Chris Forster is there, as well as Kenny Zeems, almost pushing each other on the outside line, trying to get around that Ryan Blanchard machine down low. Working lap number 12 side by side, the 6 and the 9. 14 car is in there as well. You could throw a blanket over the top 4 because Kenny Zeems has probably the best seat in the house for this race for the lead, and he is trying to become a part of it. You can see he's running just a little bit higher than these guys, trying to see where he can... Oh, contact there from the 2 and the 14 and the 2. Check that, the 9, Ryan Blanchard. Doesn't look like there's too much damage, but that really affects your psyche more than anything else. You're up here, you're trying to kind of click off some nice clean laps and watch all your mirrors and everything like that, and you make a little bit of contact door to door, even if it was just a soft little bump there. it really messes up your psyche. And there you see Ryan Blanchard drifted up the track just a little bit, pushes the 15 car up the track, and you can see that's going to give the lead to Kyle Sisko. And these guys are still running single file for the top 5, starting to get side-by-side action. That 15 car just trying to stop the bleeding. He was running up in that 3rd position. A little bit of contact with Ryan Blanchard moved him back into the pack, so definitely a tough break there. And there we see some more contact. Guys just kind of cleaning, trying to get all the positions he can. Saw the big wiggle there from the number 41. It seems like he's slipping back as well, and now he's going to get a little bit of a assist coming out of the corner there from the 13 car, and he's going to check that, the 18. That's going to be James Stranger moving the inside of the number 41 car. And you can see they're just trying to race hard, and that looked like it might have been a shot there. And as the 2 car checks up, gets spun around, and big time contact in the back of the pack. Looks like we got 3, 4, 5 cars that are wrapped up in this, and a couple of cars that are still driving through at full speed. So I'm not sure what was going on there in the back of the pack where the guys weren't looking for the caution flag, but lap number 15 is going to pull that caution out, and we will pull up the Kick-Ass Beef Jerky instant replay. Almost a little bit of a chain reaction here as we're taking a look at it from the chopper view. You can see some of the cars up towards the front got into each other just a little bit. There you see the 41 and the 18. 41 goes up high. The 2 car tries to come down and avoid it and comes across the front nose of that car. And there you see the pink car, heavy damage, 90 is involved. And a couple of other cars as well. There you see 46, Ryan Libby. He was leading this race earlier on, and unfortunately not doing that right now. Ryan Libby just able to grab a gear. Looks like he's got some smoke coming out of the back of that car, so that's definitely going to be a tough break. Don't believe they're going to be able to fix that on pit road, so that is a huge deal for somebody that's so high up in the points. No takers on pit road this time by lap 17 of 50, starting to slowly close in on that halfway mark as everybody parades down the front stretch. Still a good 22 cars in this field. It appears that everybody is currently on the lead lap. And there you can see up front, top 5 changes just a little bit, but a lot of familiar names there. The number 6, Kyle Sisko, your current leader. Chris Forster, and the number 14, he's going to be restarting second. Behind him, Ryan Blanchard, the number 9 machine. 17, check that, the 18, James Stranger. And the 4th position, 15, Kenny Zeems, rounding out the top 5. The official iRacing Mustang pace car making its way down across the stripe. That's going to put lap number 18 on the board. Still have the lights on. So we're going to do a couple more laps here under caution. You can see driver pulling off of pit road. That's going to be the number 164, Tyler Catalano. Saw him on pit road with the last caution as well. Definitely have some residual damage that he's still working on that machine. So it's doing a great job trying to get all the things worked out on that. You see he started 22nd. Check that, started 14th, currently running in the 22nd position, but he's still on the lead lap. So doing a great job with that crew chief and that spotter, letting him know where the spotter is, where the pace car is, not losing a lap under these cautions here. Coming back around to the front stretch here at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway, and we're going to see these guys are going to start doubling up, and the lights are going to turn off on the iRacing pace car. We're going to get some green flag racing here. Going to be restarting on lap number 20, giving us 30 laps to race. And I can tell you, honestly, from that light race earlier on here tonight, it's one of those deals where you really really, really want to save your tires. You want to hold on to your tires for later on in the run. You may not get an opportunity to change those tires mid-race, so you really got to work your best on not sliding the back end of the race car and not getting on the throttle too hard, but you also have to race everybody else that's on the track that's going to be doing exactly that. So really tough to do here at these flat racetracks, especially here at Loudon, New Hampshire. And these guys have been putting on a clinic so far, putting on a really good show. Only had a couple of quick little cautions with some minor contact. Well, there was some major contact in a couple of those, not going to lie. But we can see right now Kyle Sisko is going to take the outside line. Chris Forster is going to restart on the inside, and we're taking the green flag here coming out of turn number 4. Sisko's going to make him wait for it. And you can see everybody gets a little bit antsy, spins their tires, trying to get into the back bumper of these guys. And you can see Ryan Blanchard in that 5th position, moving up to that high side to try and get some of that grip that definitely isn't down there on the low-hand side. Top 2 single file, Sisko and Stranger. Everybody else 2x2 behind them. Forster trying to, 81 cars around. PJ Evans gets spun around about mid-pack. It looks like he gathers it back up, but we're still going to go under caution. There's somebody, it looks like the 89 of Ty Alikis doesn't seem like his spotter told him that the caution came out. And there you see he's up there giving the 51 a little bit of a nudge there. I wonder if that was a story that we missed. It's going to be Anthony Bello there on the 51. But we'll pull up the Kick-Ass Beef Jerky instant replay here, find out what went down with the PJ Evans machines. Absolutely looks like a racing deal here. You can see the 81 is behind 15. He moves up just a little bit, and the 54 just gets in there a little bit too hot. Makes contact with the 16, almost spins out the 81, but does a great job there of trying to hold on to that. And we'll see if we can pull up the other incident that happened there. I believe it was... See if we can find... It doesn't look like we're going to be able to pull it up, but it looks like a lot of these drivers going to be heading down the pit road, see if they can get some of those tires put on that race car. And, well, nope, called me a liar. Looked at the wrong scoring timing loop there, but there you see the end of pit road. Nobody's down there. Kyle Sisko still holding on to the lead. Stranger in 2nd, Chris Forster 3rd, Jacob Crispin 4th, Kenny Zeems 5th. Still 22 cars in this show. Looks like we had 4 drivers retire. Actually, it doesn't even look like they made the call. Brian Narducci, Marcus F., and race official Dylan Kopech didn't make a start either, but in there pushing all the buttons. Got to give a shout out to Dylan Kopech. Does a great job doing the race admin, race official duties here, and definitely puts on a really good show. Kyle Sisko here, your current leader. Again, James Stranger, Chris Forster, Chrisman, and Zeems, your top 5. Ryan Blanchard still holding on to the 6th position. Nicholas Hovey 7th. Ryan Salvatore, he's currently running 8th. Ray Fataruso running 9th on number 26 machine. Anthony Bello, we saw him get a little bit of a shot there in the back left of that car. He's running 10th. Russell Peets 11th. Nick Froliano 12th. Clayton Edney 13th. Teddy Hodgden in the 55. He's running 14th. Ryan Libby, with the troubles that he's had, he's currently running 15th. And rounding out the field so far, we've got Ty Alkis, Brian Gammer, Ken Zeems, Sean Okula, PJ Evans, Tyler Catalano, and Trevor Catalano. So still 22 drivers in this field, 22 drivers on the lead lap. Gives it pretty much an opportunity for 22 different drivers to win this race, as we're going to, looks like we're going to take that restart here, make it exactly halfway, 25 of 50 laps. Field getting ready to double up. We're going to see if the pace car shuts those lights off. We'll go back to green flag racing here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway for the Precision Detailing 50. Nice wide angle shot here. Shows you everybody in the stands, everybody in the field. Pace car, the lights are off. We're getting ready to go back. Green flag racing, going to cross the stripe, lap number 25. And you can see right there, Stranger, the 18, he's going to be restarting on the outside line. Kyle Sisko elects to take that inside line. So that's a little bit different than what we've seen throughout the evening. We usually see some of the guys that want to restart on that outside line get the additional grip, but Cisco's going to see what he can do from the inside line. So these guys are able to restart as soon as that pace car comes down, and there he goes. Great thunderous restart for the number 6 machine. He's already got 3, 4, 5 car lengths. He's gone. Heading down to turn number 1, 2x2 behind him, side by side, Stranger and Forster for the second position. Little bit of contact, big contact from number 15, able to hold on to it, and that's really tough to do, as especially getting down on that apron. Tough break for the 15. He's going to lose a lot of spots, and you can see car is already out of control. Rather than spinning it out, he's gonna head down to the inside, the infield there, and pull off the racetrack. So that was a heads-up driving move there. Why ruin everybody else's night if you get caught up in something? But Cisco doing a great job holding on to that lead. Chris Forster wants it. Stranger wants the second spot from him. Chrisman and Blanchard runs back into the 5th position. A little bit of wall contact about mid-pack. You're going to see a lot of drivers scatter because that's going to knock a little bit of speed off of that car. And these guys are going to want to try and get around. It's a hornet's nest back here for 10th position on back, 8th position on back. You can see Brian Libby, the 46 machine, trying to work his way through this traffic. Oh, big contact in front of Libby. Don't think he made it through that one, but that's a huge wreck. We're going to pull up again the Kick-Ass Beef Jerky instant replay and show you what went down. Here we have, we're going to look right in front of the Libby machine. There you see the pink and yellow 46 car, and you can see the 51 and the 161 with the 12 car right in front of them. You see the 191 comes up and makes contact with the front of the 4 car, sends both of those cars into the outside wall, and see Ryan Libby gets a huge hit there on the inside wall. Black smoke again coming out of that machine. So that's going to wrap up the night for Ryan Libby. Doesn't even look like he's able to get that car fired, but back up front looks like it's still going to be Kyle Cisco and Chris Forster. Working lap number 28 of 50. These guys here, you can see Ryan Libby started second, has that second pit stall there. He's down trying to work on some of the damage on that car. Looks like he's already lost a lap, as has Russell Peets there in the 191. A couple of other drivers on pit road, but still 21 drivers in this race. Guys doing a great job. As you can see, they're slowly making that parade down at the front stretch. And there you see Ryan Libby actually retires from the race, gets out of that car. He's all done for the evening. But that's going to really give these guys up front an opportunity. Nobody's come down for tires yet, which is very surprising to me. They definitely made a huge difference, it seemed like, in the light series earlier on here tonight. But these guys may very well be holding on to those tires to see if they can maybe get it with the last 10 to 15 laps or so. A lot of these drivers may very well be thinking that, you know what, maybe we're going to get a late race caution. We'll come down, we'll get 4 fresh stickers, throw them on, and drive around the field. Under caution here for the Precision Detailing 50 at Loudon, at New Hampshire Motor Speedway here in Loudon, New Hampshire. Welcome again to Vidane TV. Thank everybody for watching on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, all that good stuff, and especially the YouTube. Be sure to like and share. Let everybody know that you're watching some racing action here on Vidane TV. And a lot of stuff coming up on the schedule. Be sure to check out the website, vidane.net/events, and that'll actually give you the entire schedule of events here at Vidane TV. Lots of stuff going on this upcoming week. A doubleheader on Thursday night with the NEPS guys and the Eastbound Esports Series. Wednesday night we've got the Tim's Corner Motorsports weekly racing series racing at Oxford, and the next Saturday we've got another doubleheader. Tim's Corner Motorsports running a Super Speedway special event right before the Sim 500 Vidane Racing Super Speedway Series race number 4. So lots of action coming up here. We're still trying to put together some details as well for a Verdane TV New Year's Eve party, and still trying to work out the details. Might have a little bit of racing action, some demo action, maybe some cash for sorry, Kyle, I can't remember the name of your promotion. Kyle's deal, where we're doing some enduro racing, a little bit of Madden football, maybe some UFC, maybe some wrestling style events. But be sure to definitely check us out on Facebook. All the details are going to be up there. We may very well even have some live music kick in if we can get that to happen here, because you know what, with the pandemic going on, nobody's able to really go out and do anything, so may as well hang out with your best friends here at Verdane TV. Lights are off in the iRacing Mustang pace car. Everybody lining up 2 by 2. There you can see Cisco taking the inside line again. Taking another opportunity to kind of warm those tires up. Weave back and forth. You see, kind of mashes the brakes, gets back on the throttle. Really wants to make sure everything is working and wants to get a good, clean restart. It's really tough to tell. A lot of times cautions breed cautions, but we also had a long green flag run in the light race here not too long ago, so really hard to tell what these drivers are going to do. We got Cisco on the outside, Forster on the inside. Check that. That's backwards. Cisco's on the inside, Forster's on the outside. Stranger, Crispin, Blanchard, Hovey, Hodgson, Federuso, and Bello going to be the top 10. Great start there for Kyle Cisco. He and the number 2 machine, the 18 machine, James Stranger, bumper to bumper. There you see Ryan Blanchard moving his way back up to 3rd. Gets around the number 14 of Chris Forster. Now he wants that 2nd spot, trying to get around James Stranger, door to door. Thinks better of it, tucks back in to that 3rd spot. He's going to ride in his tire tracks, at least for another corner. These guys really having to wheel these race cars. Let's go on board with the number 9 machine. Take a look at the cockpit view as he heads, crosses the stripe there. Takes the lap 33 marker, and you can see all the way down here on the low side, and you can almost see that dotted line is where it shifts just a little bit more banking down in that lower lane, and you can see really sawing on the wheel, trying to get on to the back bumper of the number 18, trying to get around him. As you can see, the 1 and 2 cars running a little bit higher groove here than Blanchard is, and it looks like we got another caution on the speedway. See if we can pull up the old Kick-Ass Beef Jerky instant replay and find exactly what went down there. This looks like there was a couple of slower cars. There we see it. See it right here. Looks like the 51, the 41, and the 44 involved here. So you can see the 44's down low. The 51 gives a little bit of a nudge to the 41. And as the 41 comes down, it looks like he just didn't see that the 44 was there. So no big hits or anything like that. Nick Ferlino drives away. No scuffs or anything like that. There you see the 4 car off the pace. We'll back that up one more time, see if there was another incident. Doesn't look like there was. So all clean racing there for the number 4 so far. Under caution once again here for the Precision Detailing 50 at New Hampshire Motor Speedway here in Loudon, New Hampshire. Thank you guys again here for joining us. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, all that good stuff. Be sure to check us out at Verdane TV and join the conversation using hashtag Verdane TV. See everybody lined up single file, giving themselves. You see the number 4 car, that's going to be Clayton Edney. He's going to be the lucky dog recipient, putting 17 cars on the lead lap. Still 20 cars running in this show. You see the packed stands there. Haven't seen that in racing in a very, very long time. Almost seems like centuries at this point since we've seen a packed house like that at a racetrack. Hopefully 2021 brings some different mojo out to the racing world. But we're happy to have you here at Verdane TV, East Coast Winter League Pro Series here, the Precision Detailing 50. Watching these drivers get closer and closer to the end of the race. We got about 14 laps to go. May very well be restarting with 12 to 13 laps. These guys have been putting on a great show here so far, and this is actually race number 2 on the evening. They ran the Light Series, the East Coast Winter League Light Series, about, we'll call it 2 hours ago, maybe 3 hours ago. And that race, we spoke to Adam, the winner of that race, did a fantastic job making it to the end. Adam Folan, Derek Luchaki, Joshua Buckley, Reagan Parent, and Nicholas Hovey, the top five. Nicholas Hovey actually in this race pulling double duty. See if we can pull up real quick where he's running. Currently running 8th there in that number 16 machine. So pretty good average finish there. Still a little bit of time to go here, but Nicholas Hovey doing double duty here tonight. Ran the light series earlier on, finished in the top 5, and currently running in the top 10 in the 8th position. But up front, still the Kyle Sisko show. James Stranger on the inside of him. Ryan Blanchard, Chris Forster. Teddy Hodgson, the number 55 machine. Haven't really said his name too much here tonight. But coming up towards the last 10 to 12 laps of the race, you bet Teddy Hodgson's definitely going to be there and see what he can do to get onto that podium finish. But lining them up 2 by 2. We're going to restart here with 12 laps to go. Lights are off on that pace car. We're going to see exactly what Kyle Sisko does. You can see he's actually on the outside this time, with the inside being James Stranger. So coming onto the backstretch, a little bit of different scenario here for these two front runners as they've swapped positions. Heading into turn number 4, this is the point where you really grip your steering wheel a little bit tighter. Make sure you got those white knuckles showing. It's 12 laps to go here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Pace car is down and the cars are away. Fantastic start for Sisko, not so much for Stranger. He backs up just a little bit, may have missed a gear change or spun the tires. There you see Teddy Hodgson trying to shoot around on the outside. Definitely has a fast car there, but just not able to drive through anybody that's right in front of him. Kyle Sisko doing a great job, 3-4 car length lead over Chris Forster in the number 14 machine, running in at that number 2 spot, and it is a Hornet's Nest behind them for 4th on back. There you see a lot of 3-wide action. Teddy Hodgson center, 2 car on the outside. 16, just talked about him, Nicholas Hovey, he's trying to move his way up towards the front, and here comes Ryan Blanchard passing everybody like they're standing still, down low, all the way down to the apron, 3 wide. Going to try a little bit of a slide job. The 26 gives him room, as does the 12 just a little bit, but there's no room to give behind him. These guys are bumping back and forth off each other. Hold on to it, Hovey. He doesn't not able to hold on to it, but man, oh man, lots of chain reaction happening there, and there you see 16 does a great job pointing it in the right direction, grabbing a gear and getting moving again. But we'll pull that up for sure on the Kick-Ass Beef Jerky instant replay, and we'll show you what went down. It was definitely some hard racing coming towards the end of this race. We'll look at it from way up top, and you'll be able to see what we saw almost live. And there you see Ryan Blanchard making that inside move, goes all the way down, comes back up, just not able to hold that race car down in the bottom. Doesn't hit anybody here, a little bit of contact, and everybody just trying to find a safe spot to be, and the 16 just unfortunately not able to hold on to that race car. Spins it on around, doesn't hit anything, and doesn't even really waste too much time. Gets it spun back around, pointing in the right direction, heads down into turn number 3, and that's going to bring us up to another caution here with a restart with less than 10 laps to go. Taking a look on pit road, doesn't look like there's too many takers. One taker about mid-pack slides on down, but everybody else is staying out on those tires. There you see the 64 of Trevor Catalano moved his way up into the top 10, currently running 9th. In 10th place, looking like Jacob Christman. We saw him up front a little bit earlier. Ryan Salvatore, Tyler Catalano, Nick Frolino, Ken Zeems, Nicholas Hovey just got caught up in that little bit of a mess there. Clayton Edney, Anthony Bello, Ty Alcus, Russell Peets, and Sean Okula currently running out the field as they stand. And there you see the TA car going around the outside, getting his lap back. That's going to give us, looks like, 15 cars on the lead lap. Crossing the stripe, lap number 42 in the books. 8 laps to go. Looks like we're going to run at least 2 more laps under caution as the lights are still on that pace car. So we're going to take this opportunity to pay a couple of bills and listen to a word from our sponsors.
Hey, I'm CTWE Wrestler The Mac.
And I'm Showtime Stevie Stamos.
Have you ever dreamed of owning your own race car and taking it out for a test drive? Well, thanks to our friends that Rent a Race Car, you can!
Visit www.rentaracecarne.com for all the details on how you can take one of these babies out to Stafford Motor Speedway. We'll see you at the races.
Touchdown!
Have you seen my kick-ass subscription box anywhere? Oh, there it is.
Back just in time for the restart. The lights are off in the pace car. Everybody's 2x2. Huge start. Very, very early start for the number 6 of Cisco. And that is part of the rules. You can go as soon as that pace car moves. These top 3, you can see right now, bumping and banging. Oh, big contact with the 14 cars around. Chris Forster's going to head up into the wall. And it doesn't look like he was able to collect that machine. Caution is going to fly. Take a look where the 14 car ended up, but that was some hard racing up front, trying to get these guys to hold on to the lead. You see the 14 car all the way in the back of the pack. We're going to pull up the Kick-Ass Beef Jerky instant replay and take a look at the contact that happened up there with the front 3 cars. And you can see it right from the restart as we pull this up. As we pull up the Kick-Ass Beef Jerky instant replay, if we can get the right buttons pushed, there we go. And you'll look, you can see Cisco down low, huge restart. As soon as that pace car goes, everybody right on the back bumper of him. The 14 has a huge push from the number 9 car of Ryan Blanchard. Has worked his way back up into the top 3, and you can see just kind of squares, doesn't quite hit him square in the corner, sends him up into the outside wall, and gets contact again there from the number 9 machine. So a couple of big hits for the 14 machine. He's been running in the top 3 most of the race so far, but unfortunately not going to be able to get it done here tonight. You can see the front end of that race car pointed in the wrong direction. So big hit for Chris Forster, the number 14 machine. Tough break after running in the top 3 throughout the evening. Take a quick look over here on pit road. Doesn't look like any takers this time by 5 laps to go. Going to restart with a quote-unquote legal green-white checkered. Going to be restarting with 3 laps to go. So these guys know that there's no time left. They do have a few attempts at a green-white checkered. There you see your lucky dog recipient coming on down low, passing the field. Going to rejoin the tail end of the longest line. Looking like that's the number 9 machine of Kenny Zeems, putting the 18 cars on the lead lap. Not too much change up front. It's the Kyle Cisco currently leading. He's led the entire race so far. Ryan Blanchard, we've seen some crazy moves from him. Moved back towards the center of the field. He's back in the front 2 at this point. Ray Federuso in the 26 machine. He's currently running 3rd. Moved his way up through the field. The number 2, Brian Kramer, check that. He's running 4th. Teddy Hodgson 5th. James Stranger up in the top 3 for most of the race. He's back in 6th. PJ Evans, we saw a little bit of contact with him in the 81. He's currently running 7th. 8th place belongs to Trevor Catalino, Jacob Chrisman in 9th, and top 10 is rounded out by the number 12 of Ryan Salvatore. 4 laps to go here, New Hampshire Motor Speedway for the Precision Detailing 50. 50 laps here at the 1 mile oval. Well, that's quick math tells me it's a 50-mile race. And second of 2 here tonight. We ran the Light Series race. Same car, same track, open setup, couple of different rules with a couple of drivers that, well, you don't really want to call them less experienced because everybody kind of has their own experiences in their own way. Like myself, I ran the Light Series earlier today, and I can tell you I don't really race these SK Modifieds very much, or these Tour Modified cars, and it's a learning process. It really takes me about half the race to kind of feel out the car and the setup provided by Maconi Setup Shop over in the Light Series, as they're a series sponsor. But lights are off here. Everybody here running their own setups, open setups here in the Pro Series, and you can see Kyle Sisko taking that bottom side. Ryan Blanchard going to be starting on the outside of the number 9 machine, and everybody lining them up 2 by 2 behind them. Going to wait for that pace car and see just how we get the restart with 3 laps to go. We're going to be crossing with 2 laps to go, so we will see what we need to get to the end of this race. Slowly working the backstretch. Last couple of thoughts, trying to refocus and get that race car pointed in the right direction. And you really want to time your restart just perfect at this point. You don't want to spin your tires. You don't want to be pointed in the wrong direction, and you really want to get the most grip over the driver next to you, behind you, and in front of you. And we're going to see it here. The pace car is going to dip off, and we're going to see just how hard Kyle Sisko is going to restart. Makes him wait for it this time just a little bit. Nice bunched up restart. The 2 bat checks up just a little. 2 car just doesn't go. Not entirely sure what went on there. You can see he was actually getting pushed by the car behind him. Still looks like that car's under power as he drops all the way to the back of the pack. But up front, it's still Kyle Sisko leading, and 2-3 wide behind them. You can see right now the 18, the 26, and the 81 of PJ Evans. 3 wide for the second position, and holy moly, great racing here. Oh, hard contact. 2 laps to go. That's going to bring the caution out for sure. See if we can take a peek. It was Brian Blanchard that was involved in that. Nasty right-hand turn there, and we'll pull up the Kick-Ass Beef Jerky instant replay, show it to you in real time, see exactly what went down. You can see it's some tight racing through here. Just pulling up the tapes as it were, and we're going to give it to you in real time, like we said, from the chopper view. And you can see there's that 3-wide battle for first, for the second spot. Ryan Blanchard gets into the back of the 55, and as he checks up, gets some contact from the back end, sends him twirling and dancing and flying all the way through the corner there. Looks like the motor actually expired on that car, and Blanchard's currently sitting on pit road. So tough break. He's going to try and see if he can get that thing fixed, but at this point with 3 laps to go, green, white, checkered, not really much he's going to be able to do there. So here we are again, green, white, checkered, getting lined up. These drivers don't really have to worry too much about fuel, but Kyle Sisko is going to be on the point. Ray Fataruso going to be restarting in second in that 26 machine. PJ Evans restarting fourth. Teddy Hodgson, PJ Evans third. Teddy Hodgson fourth. Jacob Christman fifth. You can see right now the top 2 haven't pitted all race long. PJ Evans pitted on lap 28, it looks like, if we're looking at the timing and scoring correctly, and looks like he took 2 tires there, a 26-second pit stop. So you got to wonder if that 20-lap fresher tires is going to be able to help the number 55 machine of Teddy Hodgson move his way up through the field. We saw he restarted a few cautions ago deep in the field, and he's moved his way up into the top 5. So great opportunity for the 55 machine to move his way up. Now check that. That's PJ Evans that took the tires, not Teddy Hodgson's. We'll have to get the LASIK reversed here and corrected. PJ Evans pitted with 22 laps ago, took 4 tires. Teddy Hodgson and the top 2 drivers of Fataruso and Sisko currently on the tires that they started the race with. Three laps to go here on the board, just waiting for the caution crew to make sure everything is good to go with the racetrack. We're going to bring this race to you in its conclusion, and we've seen Kyle Sisko lead from flag to flag so far. Ray Fataruso, a new player in the number 2 spots, and PJ Evans currently running 3rd. Teddy Hodgson 4th, Jacob Christman 5th. Trevor Catalano and Tyler Catalano running 6th and 7th. Anthony Bello, Nicholas Hovey, and Nick Ferlino currently rounding out the top 10 at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Pretty excited to have Precision Detailing jump on board for the sponsor here tonight, sponsoring the Precision Detailing 50 laps here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Equals out to roughly 50 miles, as the racetrack is a mile around, 1 mile flat oval, and it's definitely very difficult to drive. Driving in the light series we alluded to earlier here tonight, it's one of these racetracks where you really have to back the corners up, let the race car kind of drift down through, and be easy on the throttle so you don't lose the back end of the race car. But you can see right now everybody's lining back up 2 by 2. Green, white, checkered attempt number 1. Lights are off on the pace car. We're going to parade down the backstretch one more time and see who's going to come home with the victory here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Calm before the storm as these drivers moving through here. About 50 miles an hour is the pace speed. Everybody's white-knuckled and gripping that steering wheel, and we're going to see just how early. We're actually going to try and run on the inside the car of the Kyle Sisko machine, find out exactly where he's going to smash that gas pedal, and you'll be able to see fair game as soon as that car gets down, and there you see a green flag in the air. Looks like the advantage is actually going to go to the outside line just a little bit. First time we've seen that. Ray Fataruso moving onto the outside line, trying to get around the number 6 car, not able to finish up the pass, but they're still side by side. Doesn't look like they make... Oh, big wiggle from the 6 car, and everybody up front to spinning around. Did not make it to the final flag, the white flag lap. That's going to take out a lot of fast cars up front. A lot of black smoke coming out of there. Not even really sure what happened to the 6 car of Kyle Sisko after leading this entire race. Gets the car just a little bit loose, and unfortunately nowhere for a lot of drivers to go as they were still stacked up. Pulling up the Kick-Ass Beef Jerky instant replay currently. We'll give it to you in real time, as we always do. And we're going to focus in the number 6 car, currently up there leading. And as you can see, big wiggle on the offside. He just gets run over from the back. Nowhere really for the 55 to go, and pretty much takes out almost all of the cars behind them. And, man, this is going to be a little bit of a war of attrition, as we see currently the 164 car. He restarted that last caution way in the middle of the pack, it looked like. And we're seeing him here, back behind the 41. He's going to be scored as the 3rd place ride. So pretty good heads-up driving. You can see he took a couple of bumps there, but he was able to get through pretty cleanly. So good move for the number 164. Tough break for the 9 and everybody else involved in that wreck. So we're going to line them up one more time. Another green-white checkered attempt number 2 here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. See, it's starting to get a little bit dark at the racetrack. Racing into the evening here in the iRacing simulation. So the front 3 look a little bit different than they have all night. PJ Evans saw him get into trouble earlier on, and he's got some fresh tires. He's running in the P1 spot. Anthony Bello currently running 2nd. Tyler Catalano, we saw him drive through that wreck. He is currently 3rd. Nicholas Hovey, who ran the light race earlier on tonight, finished in the top 5, currently running in the top 5. And 4th, Chris Forster is currently in the 5th position. A few more times around under the parade lap. 55 miles an hour is the pace speed. You can see this New Hampshire Motor Speedway, a little bit over a mile, and in Loudon, New Hampshire. So pretty cool to be racing, and it's a local track for a lot of these guys that are from the New England area, the northeastern area, as here the Vidane TV headquarters here in South Central Connecticut, I guess we can call it. So firm member of the Northeastern racing family. A lot of racetracks up here, a lot of racers up here as well. Trying to get out to as many of them as we can next year, hoping the pandemic kind of chills itself out and moves off to the wayside and gets out of our hair, because we want to do some racing, and we want to bring this Vidane TV broadcast to a lot of racetracks and different sporting events of various things. We got a lot of plans, a lot of ideas that we want to try out, but unfortunately we need the cooperation of, well, pretty much everybody, and this we need this COVID thing to go away. So we'll see where we end up. Again, we've mentioned a couple of times here on a couple of different nights, we're working on a New Year's Eve party, essentially. Going to count down to the new year for here with Vidane TV. A little bit of figure eight racing, an enduro race, some wrestling, some UFC, and possibly even some live music. So, going to be pretty cool to get that put together. We're looking right now. It looks like the lights are off on the pace car, and it appears that Dylan Kopech, the league administrator, has put in a single file restart. So we're going to come to this green-white checkered, and we're going to be starting single file. So it's going to give these guys a little bit more of a chance to have a cleaner restart, but it's going to be a lot tougher for the guys in the back as they're going to be further away from that leader. But lights are off, coming into turns number 3 and 4 right now. That pace car is going to dip off. You can see everybody's trying to get bunched up front, and in the middle of the pack still having some trouble. But pace car's down and away. Front 4 throw a blanket over them, and you can see 164 gets a great start. So does number 51. Something going on with that PJ Evans machine is he just did not want to go, and he moves up on the outside of the racetrack, still trying to hold on to the lead. Gets a bump from the 14 again. 14 up into the wall, 81 able to hold on to it. Not sure what the deal was there. Taking a look right now, PJ Evans still currently he's falling backwards, getting hit by everybody that can get by him. But you can see right now, coming to 2 laps to go, coming to the white flag, 51 car is going to lead it. 64 car, check that. 51 is running second, 21 on the outside. That's going to be Tyler Catalano. And 21 of Sean Okla making a pass on the outside. Turns the number 64 around. Coming to the outside, coming to the checkered flag, the number 21 car, Tyler Catalano. Check that. Sean Okla is on the backstretch. He's got a little bit of a challenge there. He's getting looked low from the number 54 machine. Doesn't look like there's going to be enough time to make that pass. There you see some contact again. And, oh, man, they wrecked before they hit the line. They wreck about 10 feet before the line, and then they wreck as they're crossing the line. The winner of that race is going to go to Clayton Edney. Clayton Edney comes home as the victor. Teddy Hodgson second, Ryan Salvatore third, Anthony Bello fourth, and Jacob Crispin fifth. Now, this is obviously going to be reviewed, I would imagine, from league officials, so we'll give that an opportunity. You can see the 4-car trying to do his burnouts on the backstretch already, but we all know that's not where you get them done. But unofficially, Clayton Edney is going to be the winner. Teddy Hodgson second, Ryan Salvatore third, Anthony Bello, Jacob Crispin, Trevor Catalano, excuse me, Sean Okala getting wrecked coming out of turn number 4. He's going to finish 7th. Chris Forster strong earlier on, finishes 8th. Tyler Catalano finishes 9th. PJ Evans, who also wrecked there on the last lap, rounding out the top 10. There you can see Ty Alkis, the 11th place finisher. Nick Ferlino, the number 44, he finishes 12th. Kyle Sisko, front runner for most of the race, comes home 13th, 1 lap down. 26 car of Ray Fataruso, he's going to finish 14th. Nicholas Hovey finishes 15th, not able to do the double digit or the double play top 5 of the light and pro race, unfortunately. Ken Zeems, Russell Peets, Ryan Blanchard, Brian Kramer, James Stranger rounding out the top 20. And just looking at the back end of the field here, Ryan Libby gets caught up in the mess halfway through the race. He finishes 21st. Kenny Zeems rounds out the 22nd position. So great race, Calamity in the last lap of this race. Holy cow, lots of madness going on there, and we'll see if we can pull up. We're actually going to shoot for the 3rd place finisher. We're going to pull down the 3rd place finisher, Ryan Salvatore. Man, tell us, walk us through the last lap of that race, Ryan.
Yeah, that was definitely an interesting one. Everyone just kept. I just saw a lot of smoke. The bottom opened up. I was able to get underneath and get up close. And then the 51 throwing a few 100 blocks there at the end, tried to get around him. Got turned again. Came off the floor and more madness. People sideways at the start-finish line. That was just a crazy finish.
Yeah, we were watching the race to the finish. It looked like It was going to be two drivers in the top two coming out of turn number 4. They made contact and big wreck before the start-finish line and gave us a surprise winner, really a surprise top 3 tonight. So pretty cool deal. It doesn't really much matter where you start, but solid third-place finish here for the number 12 machine. Who makes it happen for that 12 machine? So you got the black, red, and yellow. Not too many stickers on there. Anybody you would like to thank? Maybe get some sponsors out on there?
Yeah, this the scheme is a throwback to my father, Gary Salvatore. This is a car that he ran that was put together for Bob Carter. So special thanks to them. It's pretty cool to be able to have his name on the car. I know this means a lot to him, so thank you guys.
Absolutely, for sure. Great race here tonight. Great finish coming home with a podium. Ryan Salvatore coming home in that third place position. Great job.
Thank you.
Gonna spin right around here. It's easy to catch up with these drivers when you don't have to actually go anywhere. Second place finisher started 23rd, the number 55, Teddy Hodgson. Man, walk us through that last lap.
Yeah, that was definitely something. I knew there was going to be a lot of carnage going on the last 2 laps, and as long as I made it to the finish line, I knew I'd have a good finish. So I got held up a little bit. Someone was down on power in front of me, and I couldn't pass him before the green lights went on. So I got a little bit of a gap, but I tried to dive it in as hard as I can each corner, and somehow made it through.
Came home second place, another podium here for the number 55 machine of Teddy Hodgson. And, man, crazy last race here. Now, the setups here are open here in the Pro Series. Did you have any kind of struggles with the setup? I know in the light race we were kind of trying to work with the setup just a little bit. It was hard to really get back on the throttle hard. Did you have any issues with that?
Yeah, it was pretty hot today, so, getting back to the throttle was pretty hard. It was pretty loose. Everybody was doing it though, so it wasn't just me. So, just trying to work through that, and I botched my qualifying lap, so I decided to stay in the back for a little bit, just try and work my way through, and then we got caught up in that wreck with Cisco. I thought we had a good shot there if we could cross him over, but and then just those last 2 laps, just working through the melee there was great.
Watched you go from the front to the mid-pack to the back all the way through, finished second. So pretty exciting. No matter where you look, that 55 machine putting on a show. Who gets it done for the number 55 machine?
I got to thank Ryan Blanchard for all he's done. He's done a lot for me over the offseason and coming in, just coaching me through some stuff. I got to thank all my real-life sponsors, Mountain Air Fuel, AFAB John Construction, the boys at Gear Sport Fishing, Ness Automotive State Cutters, and just my family and everyone that supports me.
Absolutely great finish here tonight, New Hampshire Motor Speedway here for the Precision Detailing 50. Pretty crazy last 2 laps. Congratulations. We'll see you probably later on in the week.
Yep, thank you, man.
And we're going to spin it right around one more time. Catch up with this evening's. Don't really want to call him a surprise winner, but man, Clayton, you were running probably about 10th with 2 laps to go, and you came home with the victory here, man. Walk us through it.
Yeah, it was quite the restart. I believe it started 5th on that last green-white checkered, and I dropped all the way back, got a little bit tight going into 2 and 3, and then just kind of held on to it going into 3 and 4, and kind of got that draft, which got me brought back up, and then and then going into 3 and 4, I saw them. They started getting into it up front, and when I saw them going into the wall, man, I was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe I just won this."
Yeah, we're taking a look at the last lap or 2 here, just from the cockpit view of this car. It's really hard to explain exactly what happened because, man, we thought the race was going to be between 2 drivers coming out of turn number 4, and those guys actually wrecked coming out of the turn number 4 and didn't even make it to the start-finish line. But, man, it's definitely an exciting finish. Did you struggle at all earlier on in the race with the setup, anything like that, the track conditions?
At first it was just making sure that I did not spin out. That was probably the biggest thing. But as I got more and more used to it, more and more into it, I was able to drive it a little bit harder.
Awesome. Definitely a strong run. I mean, you see, you definitely worked your way up from 17th where you started, and fantastic heads up driving there on the last lap. And we're actually taking a peek right now where you're currently running third on the last lap, coming into turn number 3. And man, just crazy to see the leaders come down on the last lap and wreck like that. But do want to give you the opportunity. Thank anybody that makes it happen here for the number 4 machine. The floor is all yours.
I want to thank my parents for all the support, my girlfriend for all the support, and letting me actually do this and not bothering me. And want to thank my sponsor, Moxie, one of the best pops I've ever had.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely crack open a can of Moxie. And that wreck on the last lap there, you see it. And here comes the 4 machine, clean and green to the checkered. So congratulations on the surprise victory here tonight, Clayton. Great job for that number 4 machine.
Thank you.
So that's going to wrap it up with the top 3 here. Crazy finish. The top 2 guys wrecking on the last lap, giving the win over to Edney, and who is currently running at the 4th spot. So awesome racing here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. These East Coast Winter League drivers always put on a fantastic show. Taking a look right now what's on tap. We're seeing here the secretary didn't update the graphic again, but you can look real quick that Wednesday is the Tim's Corner Motorsports Weekly Series running at Oxford Plains again for race number 2. Eastbound Esports coming back with their second race. They're going to be running at Legends Cars. I forget the track they're running at, but that's going to be right before the NEPS New England, Pennsylvania iRacing Series for the O'Quinn 75. They're running at 8:15 on Thursday night. And then another doubleheader next Saturday night, because that's what we do here at Verdane TV. The Tim's Corner Motorsports Super Speedway special event, followed very closely by the Sim 500 Verdane Super Speedway Series. But that's going to do it here for Verdane TV here tonight. Thank you guys so much from us here in the booth, the production trailer, East Coast Winter League, and all of our sponsors and partners involved. Be sure to check out the website, verdane.net/events, for the entire calendar of all the stuff that we've got going on. And be sure to check out our social media outlets as well, because we're still doing some planning for the New Year's Eve bash here on Verdane TV. So thank you guys so much for welcoming us into your homes here this evening. We will catch you on the flip side.